Awesome.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to start with our wonderful Soul Truth cards. And I feel like this reminds me that I need to be doing them more. I feel like I need to do it every day. And I love that we do this because it reminds me to use them. So I'm just going to pull one really quick. So it says, how can I surrender even more in this moment? So it is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. So I think that's really, like, if you really think about it, you have to have clear, strong intentions, but we detach from the outcome. It's time to surrender, let the universe have some breathing room to work, let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see, but you know is coming. This definitely speaks volume to me. I don't know if it does for anybody else, but I definitely needed to hear this. So for today's soul action, know this so deeply that your soul vibrates. You are not alone. Your life has purpose, and the more you surrender, the more God can produce miracles in your life. I love that. So the mantra, I surrender, I accept all that I cannot change, I release the outcome, and I joyfully trust the process. Can anyone relate to that?
Wow. Yeah.
That was a really good one. I felt like I needed to hear that tonight.
Yeah, like it's crazy. I'm going to leave this one right out here because I need to remind myself of that one. I am going to, Britt, can I share my screen? Do I have that power? I don't see. Oh, wait.
I think you should be good to go now.
Oh, there. Okay. Sorry, I don't see where it says.
The share screen I have is like right in the bottom middle. I don't know. It's green.
It's green. It's right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. There. Perfect. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay. So holy promotions for April. I can't believe how many there are. And I feel like it's not just an April thing, but I wanted to touch on a lot of different ones. I'm sure a lot of you have seen these already, but I think it's important for us to be reminded of the power of these promotions. And as I am going over them, I do want you guys to think about, I want to discuss how we can actually use them to our power in terms of enrollments, building our volume and building our team. So obviously doTERRA is genius with their timing. The product of the month is citronella. And the 10% off is the Terra Shield. So as we know, it's hopefully starting to get warmer soon. And we're going to be needing these oils 100% when it comes to bug repellent and just being around everything that we're going to be exposed to soon. So citronella, I just put a couple of ways to use them. Obviously, it's great for warding off insects, especially mosquitoes. I know a lot of people put their diffuser right outside at nighttime when they're outside and the bugs are going crazy. Have any of you done that before with diffusing with the oils?
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's funny. I often forget to do that, but when those bugs are bad, it's a really good idea and a reminder to use them. I usually focus on like putting them on myself and my children to prevent, but I think this is another great way to diffuse and it smells amazing. And again, you can even use it topically, citronella, Terra Shield, you can put it right on with some coconut oil to dilute it. So you also can disinfect surfaces with it too, with citronella, which is awesome. And it smells great. So when you read right there that it says to promote a cheery, optimistic environment, I think that's a great way to put it because citronella does smell amazing and it kind of is very uplifting. Oh, I guess I didn't realize you could add it to a shampoo and conditioner to add shine. Has anyone used that before in their shampoo? Ayla, I feel like you have. You probably don't need to.
Used the citronella, but I did see that and I was gonna try it because I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is so cool. And it's only going to make everything smell even more amazing.
I do like to put it in my portable diffuser and bring it out on my porch though, and it's like $1.30. Works pretty good.
Yeah. Is there a ton of them there?
If
Like, do
you're
you have?
there's like a certain time frame, like around 5 that they
Mhm.
come out, but then like after like 6:30 or so, you're in the clear. But if you're on the beach past 5, yeah.
Oh, I bet. That's okay. I would pay that price to be there, I guess. So Terrace Shield is another amazing one, 10% off. It's awesome because we go through this a lot, especially this time of year. I actually like to mix Terrace Shield with lemongrass. As most of you know, lemongrass is a great tick repellent too. So I like to combine Terrace Shield and lemongrass and put it in a spray bottle. And I just spray myself and the kids, even my dog. I like to soak Terrace Shield and lemongrass in for my dog's collar. We actually had a really bad experience with a flea collar, Seresto, with her. So we've been switching to the more natural route, and it really has been pretty effective. And I mean, together it smells amazing too. So
Cats actually really like it too because there's catnip in there.
in Terra Shield,
I
that's
couldn't
awesome.
Why the cat was like kept licking me, and then I looked at the ingredients, and it's because there's catnip. That's why they were like,
No way. That's good to know. I love it. So just going over a couple other promotions that we have. This one actually runs until June 30th, so April to June. I think this is an amazing promotion because you basically can talk to a customer and creating their own kind of enrollment kit. Basically, it just has to add up to 150 and your membership fee is basically waived. So I feel like, you always have those customers that are like, well, they want lavender, but then they want something completely random that isn't normally in a kit. But by doing this promotion, they actually can create their own. And your membership is actually waived from it. So I think that's a great way to advertise it. Does anyone have any insight on how they could also use it to gain some volume?
So I had someone reach out to me today about the Terra Shield, and they want to start selling it in their shop. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I could just put a bunch of Terra Shield in their cart. They'd get a free membership. They can buy it wholesale and then sell it retail. But then I heard that you have to do something special for people to be able to sell retail. So I'm waiting to see what the details are on that because I thought that would have been a really cool way to get them started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like even like the Terra Shield, the citronella, like just kind of, throw a diffuser in there, just kind of create like, I actually think it would be kind of cool to create our own. Like I know Liz and Brett, you guys are really good with your graphics too. Like if we kind of created our own little kits to advertise in a sense, I think that would be really cool. You could, focus on kids or pets or whatever it is.
I hope that they stick with it, that it goes so well. They kind of keep it.
Yeah. I feel like have they ever had this before? I feel like this is new.
I think this is a brand new promotion.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. So that's an awesome one. I really think that it's a really great way to generate new customers and kind of attract new customers. And I think, it could be really to our benefit for sure. So the next one is, I threw this one in here, it's considered kind of like a promotion, a Mother's Day. So I'm assuming this would be till the end of May. Does anyone know, or is it until it runs out probably, usually? So basically this amazing Euro Palm little kit comes together with, it comes with a stone a rose quartz stone. Get this whole kit for $89.50. Again, I think this is a great way to, for Mother's Day, you could promote it, for moms, and even for like to treat yourself. I think it's a great way to use that. Again, we could add this into a create your own kit. This would be something to kind of promote to people too, showing them all the promotions that we have. Oh, by the way, you can create your own kit by using this. This is the new oil. How do you pronounce it? Malama? Does that sound right?
Malama.
Malama. I like that way better too. So this is a brand new oil, and it's actually available now. So as you can see, there's so many uses for it: emotional support, kind of like an energizing, it kind of uplifts you, enhances and refreshes personal and work surroundings. I'm sure we all could benefit from that, or the people that we work with could benefit from this, diffusing it. Yeah, I think I actually personally have not had it yet. Has anybody smelled it? Is it amazing?
Yeah, I got the sample of it. It smells
Yeah,
really
it
good.
samples really nice.
Is it like citrusy, or is it kind of earthy?
Mm.
A citrusy, woody.
Oh, like a nice combination. That's awesome. So like with any oil, I just thought this like to add to your dryer sheets or your balls. That's a great way to add to your laundry and not with all of those toxic chemicals. Oh shoot, I thought there was I missed the diffuser too. So this is you can get the new oil also with the Pilot Max diffuser. This is the portable one, so it's awesome because again, you can kind of promote it in that sense that you could travel with it, you could put it in your car, and you get the oil with it too. So it's a great way to kind of encourage customers to try it and to benefit from the diffuser as well. This is a new enrollment kit, which is amazing. So it's the Aroma Touch enrollment kit. And not only do you get the whole Aroma Touch, the whole kit with the oils, but you also have access to the Aroma Touch technique certification course taught by Dr. Hill. So I think that's a great way, because as we know, especially with doTERRA, it's awesome to have that education piece. And I think that's what customers want. So they know like, okay, I'm going to get this kit, but I'm also going to learn, and you're going to be certified to be able to use the Aroma Touch. So Britt, do you know about how long like the Aroma Touch certification course is? Like, do you have any insight on that?
When we did it in person, I think it took like the whole day, like 6-hour stint or something like that. But I think that the actual certification online, you can kind of go at your own pace too. So I would imagine, start to finish, like it would take you a couple hours, but I don't know that for sure. And I don't think they mentioned it when we went to the training, but it looked like it was like broke up in modules of like learning about the oils, learning the actual technique.
So I actually just looked it up yesterday because somebody else had the same question. And it sounds like it's 7 to 9 hours of, I don't think it's all content. But they were saying 7 to 9 hours to complete it, however long that takes you if you want to do it at your own pace.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool because I think people want that too. When you hear that, you have to commit to a Saturday all day, it kind of turns people off. But, when you have the opportunity to kind of go at your own pace, I think that's a great way to promote it too. Yeah, I mean, I think that's awesome. And those of you that went to leadership, is this something that is to stay, do we think? Or is it just like
I don't think anyone went to leadership.
Oh,
No,
it
but
got
they did at the Pennsylvania training for it. They made it out to be like it's here to stay.
awesome.
Mhm.
That's awesome. So another really cool, I told you there's a ton of promotions for April. Again, this one's till June too, but another awesome promotion is the Gather and Give. So this one's really cool. And I feel like it's more, for the builders. So if you enroll 3 members with at least 100 PV, you get the free Europalm body serum. So it's kind of like a nice little incentive on top of, the incentives that doTERRA already offers. But, it's just an awesome thing to get. So then obviously that continues. If you get 5 members, you get the body serum and the exclusive rose mist. So this is something that's brand new and obviously not available to anybody, but it's just kind of a great incentive to try to get some more enrollments. With all the amazing promotions that are going on right now, it's almost pretty easy to be able to get all these enrollments.
I also heard today that you can do this 3 times over too. So if you get 5 enrollments in each month, like you would get 3 of each of those. And I was thinking, what a cool thing to kind of dangle a carrot and plant some seeds. If like a hostess has a class and they have 5 people who enroll from that class, like, why not upgrade your account and get these for free?
Britt, just to piggyback off of that, I did actually see it advertised, some graphics that were advertising it as a hostess reward. So like if you have a class and we enroll 3 people, then you get a Europalm. So like you would just extend your gift to them. Or I like your idea of like having them upgrade to have their own enrollments. But either way, like you can really, because we don't have hostess rewards, like we don't have a program in place for it. But this could totally work for that. And then you'll have your hostess working towards 3 to 5 enrollments. And bummer, yeah, you do give up your gift, but I think it's another just like a different way you can think about it.
Mm-hmm. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I love that. It's awesome. And I feel like, it's good to hear those things, like you guys just said, to, sometimes I feel like we struggle with, how to offer the hostess gifts. And, I know there's some great graphics out there of what people can do, but I think it's good to hear that from other people, because I know sometimes I kind of struggle with, trying to figure out what is a good reward, for our hostesses. But I think that's awesome. I love that idea. And then, so new customers who enroll with 100 PV and place 100 PV LRP the following month get an extra $50 in product points. That's kind of cool too. So yeah, I mean, doTERRA is genius in their way of, promoting to new customers for sure. This is so exciting. I just felt like I had to throw this in there because, we're just talking about all these new things. But this is amazing. So doTERRA is coming out with a sun line, and as you can see, there's a great assortment of different products that you can use. And, I think it's really important to that they're doing this, because I know I've struggled with trying to find a sunscreen for my children that is safe and effective. And I just love that, knowing that it's from doTERRA, that it's, we don't have to worry about what ingredients are in there, question it. And so I think that's so exciting. Does anyone have anything to add to the sunline? Am I forgetting anything with that?
I'm super excited about the sunline. I have so many people who want after sun sprays that.
Mm-hmm. I bet you could probably like sell a ton of it there. Put it out front. Yeah.
In the meantime, I've been using the diaper rash cream on my nose.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like on my face if I'm in the sun all day.
My captain was
Really?
like, what is this? Diaper rash cream. I'm like, it works, I swear.
It's from like all the zinc that's in it.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's awesome. You can still get that, right? Because I know there was a time where we couldn't get that.
It's
Yeah.
back. It was temporarily out.
Okay. That's awesome to know. So exciting. And then I just threw this in here, just some updated enrollment kits. I think from what I was reading that the prices changed a little bit, obviously with everything in our world, right? So, I mean, looking at these kits, like it's really nice because I feel like, you know, there was a time where it didn't feel like there was a lot of enrollment kits. And now I feel like we're really starting to, you know, expand the horizon here and get a really good assortment of the different enrollment kits. I think, you know, that Aroma Touch one is a really awesome one that they're throwing in there. And yeah, so there's some awesome kits here. So that's all I really have for the promotions. I mean, I know it's quite a bit. The biggest thing I wanted to discuss with you guys is just kind of like having an open conversation about the different ways that you guys plan on using these promotions this month. I know we kind of talked about a few of them with the hostess incentives and everything, but I just wanted to kind of hear so everyone could kind of discuss it. Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
Well, I was thinking like to do Aroma Touch base, like bring it into your classes. Like I know we talked about that a little bit with like a hand massage or something like that. But now you could even do like as a wellness consultation or something like that, like just being able to promote the Aroma Touch and just have maybe you create a little extra space so that way you could give or receive an Aroma Touch, or if you have time for both, like within that. Like I know that's like setting up a big like time block, but I think it's just like a cool new way to be able to have that so accessible if that's like the kit they're signing up with. I also not sure if anybody saw the new Live guide that just came out. It's really nice and updated. So like as you do your wellness overviews with people with their new kits, the new Live guide is just like a lot more aesthetically pleasing. And I think it kind of gets more to the point now too of like, what are those daily habits that you can have in your life?
I love that. Now, Britt, like when you, because I know you're obviously familiar with the Aroma Touch and massage and stuff. Now, like, would you teach a class just on Aroma Touch? Like, would you be able to, you know, promote it enough to kind of advertise to people that, you know, I'm going to teach this class on the Aroma Touch technique? Like, is that something that would be a good market for you?
I think like because doTERRA does such a good job of it on their end, like that sprinkling in about the Aroma Touch in your classes now, or like having just a quick teach them how to do like hand massage, which would still take like quite a bit of time the class.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like doTERRA does such a good job that I wouldn't want to like take that away. But I think after people do that certification to get them together to like share and trade would be a really cool way of creating community and getting people together and practicing. Because I think that if it stays the same way that it stayed after the in-person certification, you were supposed to give like 3 to 5 people the Aroma Touch. And then like that was how you got your certification after you did the practice.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, like that's true. Like obviously doTERRA, you know, that's what they're known for is, you know, teaching that course. But I was just curious, like from a marketing standpoint, if that would be something that, you know, you could easily, you know, teach or advertise, because obviously, you know, now we have the kit like this. Like I think that's awesome. But
there was somebody in Wendy's team that was telling us that she did a sample of peppermint and scheduled an appointment with people, and their one-on-one intro to oils class, and she only did it one-on-one, was the aroma touch technique on the hand. And she talked about the benefits of each oil as she did it. So,
So
and like, they had like a 90% success rate or something like that.
Really? That's awesome.
but they teach you the hand technique in the certification?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
certified to do the hand massages?
So I've been kind of like,
You just can't charge for it if you're not certified to do touch. Sorry, Liz.
that's okay. I'm really kind of riding this aroma touch wave too. And one of the things that I'm offering, but nobody's taken me up on it yet, is an aroma touch, like a hand massage class. And I'm having people invite an even amount of people. And then I'm gonna walk them through the hand technique with each one of the oils. You don't need to use a lot of different oils in a regular hand technique, but I'm gonna modify it a little bit so that we're giving each other hand massages and getting education on each one of the oils as I go through it. And then offering the hostess a full-on aroma touch technique as a hostess reward for having the class. So that'll be like a special separate thing that they can do. Here I have a table, so I can set them up for that. And if you have a table too, like you could go right to somebody's house if you wanted to. Right, Britt? Like it's not a crazy setup by any means.
No.
But that's something I'm playing around with more the idea of like invite your girlfriends over for like a relaxing like hand massage night, and they can have wine if they want. Not that I really like encourage a lot of drinking up these kinds of things, but I do find that people are wanting to do that. So if they want to, I mean, go for it. And just having it be like a kind of like a spa night. And then they're getting education and like learning how to swap products. Like I'm kind of thinking it's going to be like, you won't even realize you're learning while you're there, because you're just going to be like putting a different oil on your hand and hearing what I have to say about it. They'll be like distracted while I'm explaining it to them. But I think, I don't know, in my mind, like that's simple. That's not like creating these big demonstration events. That's just something that like, it's kind of like a no-brainer. If you have friends who need to relax, this is a good way to get them together, I think.
I thought of this as being like a good way to like reintroduce your girlfriend group to oils. Cause like so many of us go through that warm network of ours like right away. And maybe they got oils and like didn't really do anything with them, or they ghosted you when you asked them. Like now you could invite them over for like a spa night, like Liz was saying, and like tap back into that. I also loved back in the day, I went to an Arbonne class, and I was like thinking how fun it would be to do like a continued education, like maybe not even the 101 stuff. And you could do like the foot soaks, hand massages, maybe like the face mask. I don't know. What are people's thoughts on using the detoxing mask in a class?
I get nervous that somebody's gonna freak out because their face turns red.
It's all red.
We'll have
Yeah.
oils and coconut oil nearby. No,
But you know what you can do, speaking of the diaper cream, is you can also use that as kind of like a different type of a mask, which again, you're asking people to put diaper cream on their face. So it's a little weird. But you remember like cold, I don't know anybody growing up if you did like Noxzema or cold cream, a mask, or maybe your mom did. I know I didn't. I probably just like took it from her, but same thing. Like that's a really nice, gentle, calming, reduces redness, soothing kind of mask. But again, you're asking people to put diaper rash cream on their face. So
Just hide it. Just don't tell them what it is.
Yeah, like squeeze it into a dish or something.
make it look cute.
Yeah, I like to use the face detox as an armpit detox, and then you could use the On Guard wipes to have people like clean it off, so they don't have to like get in the shower or anything, or use washcloths. So
Yeah, washcloths. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Britt, I've also been to an Arbonne party like that, and I loved it. You know, at first it's kind of awkward because people are like, wait, we're like soaking our feet. But
Yeah.
after it was like amazing because it felt so good. And, you know, like I agree. Like I'm sure there's some sort of like class documents out there already for
Mhm.
this.
Can somebody have an Arbonne party so we can all just like see what it's all about? Because I would like, I'm set up. I have all the things to do a foot soak, but I kind of like second guessed the idea of doing that at someone's house. 'Cause I
Oh
didn't know if
no, it
like,
was
too
so
much
fun. Like
setup or what.
you just sat around the living room with your feet soaking or around a dining room table, gave
So,
everybody
like,
a towel. Then you're literally like holding them there hostage for whatever time. They have to
Oh,
listen.
that reminds me of the Slim and Sassy wrap. Same idea. Like you wrap
Oh,
somebody up for an
yeah.
hour and then they literally have to sit there and listen to you until you let them out.
That was
That's
before my
right.
time. I don't know. That one.
We could wrap like our flappy arms and then soak our feet and we'll look
Detox
like a
your
hot
pits.
mess. That's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that. And Arbonne, like they had great natural for the most part products too that were really good, and they had like a great like face care system, and you know you basically went through all the steps of the face care line. So that was, you know, that was cool too, because people are like, oh my gosh, like this feels amazing. And doTERRA has some amazing products like that too, that are pretty instant, you know, after you use them, you're like, oh, so that's, I love that idea. That's a good idea.
my mom uses the deep blue rub when she does people's pedicures.
That's
pretty
amazing.
great on your feet. Yeah. Except in the wintertime, it's a little intense.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Summertime it's great, but in the winter, you're like, man, my feet are freezing.
Yeah. Plus there's probably like some cracked feed and that might not feel so good either. Yeah, I think like it's cool to be able to think of different ideas like this, because I think, you know, sometimes you kind of, you know, you're 101 and people are just kind of like, yeah, but if you like spice it up a little bit, I think people would, you know, are attracted to that.
Well, think about the custom enrollment kit now. Like you can do any one of these types of classes and there's no like not having a kit for them at the end.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think it does kind of like empower us to be like, well, what kind of class do I want to have? You can do anything. And then you're coming out of it with 150 PV enrollments, hopefully. But I would set it up so like you're talking about the basic oils so that you can downgrade to like the Healthy Start kit. But I also just wanted to mention too, the Healthy Start and the Home Essentials are transitioned back to the old way where it's the same top 10 foundational oils. Whereas remember for a little while with the Home Essentials, they put in Copaiba, Balance, and Adaptive. So now when you're talking about, I actually kind of like it because that's how I learned to like do the clothes is like you start with the home, not start with it, but if they don't do the Home Essentials, you can always like get them on the Healthy Start because they're already invested like mentally in it. And there's no change from kit to kit with the oils. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I didn't realize that at first. I just thought, oh, like the prices change, whatever. It doesn't matter because, you know, when you're selling an enrollment kit, they didn't see the price before. So it's not like they're never going to know. But that's one main difference that I kind of feel like changes our strategies a little bit.
I agree, Liz, because that's exactly how I started. It was like Home
Yeah.
Essentials the whole way.
I bought a Home Essentials when
Me
I got
too.
started. It just has the
Yeah.
loose now instead of the pedal.
Ah,
So it's a good place to start. It's no shame in that.
yeah, I agree. And I like that it actually has like, you know, the Healthy Start it's still a good, you know, it's still 100 PV. You know, it's still a great kit
Right.
for people to buy, but it also is still giving you that volume too.
I will say too that I almost never present the Simple Solutions kit unless I've doctored it up with another oil in it to pop it over 100 PV.
Mm-hmm.
I take it, I literally like take it off of my enrollment kit flyers, or I add adaptive to it to push it over 100. I don't use it. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't ever talk about that one either. They're
Okay.
like, oh, but what about this one? I'm like, no, you don't want that one. You look for a little bit more, you get all these oils and diffuser. Totally. Does anyone else have any ideas of how to use these promotions? Any suggestions?
Oh,
Questions?
when you were talking, I thought of, okay, so the Pebble, no, not the Pebble, the Bubble is available right now, limited time offer, and it's this adorable little diffuser, if you haven't seen it yet. That is cordless, so you charge it up, and then it is motion sensor. So like we use it in the bathroom because we don't have a convenient plug in there. And then like when someone goes in there, it like sprays the room.
Oh, wow.
And it's one where you directly plug in an oil, so there's no water or anything. And that, so the reason I'm bringing it up is because I just thought it would be cool to use with like the citronella. If you're outside, it could just like poof around you.
How many spritzes do you get out of it? Do you know?
There's like a low and a high. I think it's like 5 or 10.
Okay.
So it like goes poof, 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 poof. Like it really it really puts out a lot of oil.
Okay. And it lasts, do you know how long it lasts for? I guess it depends.
It's really good. Like a couple months, not a couple, like let's say like a month and a half if I have it going constantly on high, like it really lasts. I tend to put in like when I get a lot, well, I always seem to have like a lot of the, what I usually call like unicorn oils. Like after I get them, sometimes I just don't know what to do with them and they kind of sit around. So I wind up just putting them in the bathroom and I use them for like our air freshener.
Unicorn oil.
Yeah, like, you know, the ones that aren't part of our product line, they're unicorns.
Unicorn oils.
Because they're rare and you don't often see them.
Right. Don't often see them, yes.
Like a unicorn. Because sometimes I see unicorns. You don't. It's just
Yeah,
really
I guess I need to be more open. That's funny. Yeah, I guess it's not available to the 15th, right?
Oh, thank you. I didn't know that. I just saw the pip come out on it. I thought it was ready. Okay.
That's awesome though. I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anybody else have any suggestions or questions?
And then
I really think, oh, sorry, go ahead, Ayla.
other things coming out on the 15th too, like the microfiber towels and there's like a little wooden scrub brush that goes with the whole abode line and like a tray to line up all of your surface cleaner trays, and you're just so all that. So I think those are coming out on the 15th as well.
And dryer balls too, which
yeah.
I think a lot of people will be excited about.
Those two, I need some.
Yeah, me too. How often do you guys replace those, by the way?
Good question.
I should replace them more often than I do because they're starting to get a little pilly. But I'm like, I buy more and then I add it and then I'm like, well, this one still looks okay, but this one's starting to fall apart.
That's what I do too. And they're pilly, but like I think they still function.
They still function, but I notice if I do like blacks or dark stuff or whatever, like that's when I'll see the.
Oh, gotcha.
I know, and I just kind of noticed it recently, so
gotcha.
Maybe it's
you
time
can
to change.
get the wool picks and refresh them, like at the craft store, like Michael's or Joann's, if you wanted to be real thrifty.
Can you boil them? Because they're boiled felt, right? And then wouldn't that dampen down the peach fuzz? No? Okay.
I can do it. Let us know.
Why don't you try that? Yeah, try that, Liz. Let us know.
I've never tried that one.
You put the oil on it like 15 minutes before the load is done or in the beginning, or
I don't even put oil on mine if I'm being really honest. I just chuck them in the dryer.
Depends on
like
how
in the
lazy
beginning.
I am.
yeah.
Sometimes I do it before, sometimes I'm like, oh, I do it after. Now I've gotten real lazy and I've just put my lavender eucalyptus blend in a spritzer, like a 2-ounce distilled water glass bottle. And then I just spray the dryer balls and throw them in.
I like that idea.
That's a good idea too.
Awesome. Cool. So I think the next couple of months are, going to be pretty exciting because there's some awesome promotions, just some really cool things. I think we should like do a challenge to see what kind of kits we can come up with, for the 150 PV, and just, if you want to just create a little graphic, and we can just post it in the business page just to kind of see if anybody could benefit from it. So kind of like a little challenge if anybody wants to do that. Cool. Anybody have anything else they want to add? Awesome. Well, thanks for getting on, everybody.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I hope you